What time is it here now? It is. I need to put my glasses on so I can see. I was like, it's 5:34 p.m. in the evening. What time is it there?
It's 8:34 a.m. in Eurovision. This is
yeah, what are the scores on the doors? Yeah, definitely. So Debi Marriott-Lavery, Victoria McCaskill. This is Bigger, Braver, Bolder. Over to you.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this, Debbie. For those who don't know, I'm the kind of woman behind the scenes producer, I guess you could call me.
Not we could go. You are like we could go. You are the producer of the podcast. What are you talking about? You are the producer.
I'll own it. I'm the producer.
Thank you.
There isn't a behind the scenes, but
there is.
He doesn't get to talk today, so that's fine. Hopefully, he's pressing record, and all of this is fine, and we don't have to do it again.
Otherwise, you're in trouble, Simon. You're in trouble if you've not pressed record. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Debbie, so obviously I know you and a lot of your listeners know you, but for those who haven't met you yet, introduce yourself. Debbie, who are you and what are we doing today?
Do you know, that is such a good question, because most of the time at the minute, I don't really know who I am. So that is like a really good question. But actually, I am Debi Marriott-Lavery. I'm allegedly, I'm the host of this podcast series. God knows how. Talk about imposter syndrome. Yes, that is me. And you are Victoria McCaskill, the producer. The producer.
Thank you. Well, this is not your first radio, is it? I mean, this is a new podcast series, but we've had Styling It Out, we've had Beyond the Dots. Tell me a bit about how we've got to this point.
Yeah, so we started off, didn't we, as you say, with Styling It Out, which was my first foray into podcasts. And I'm sure if I look back now, I'd probably be going, oh my God, how bad was I? But I blame you because you encouraged me to do it when I probably wasn't even ready. No, it was all good fun. And then we moved into Beyond the Dots when I first had my first CEO role, and we looked at inner circle, didn't we? So the importance of an inner circle when you're becoming a new CEO. And we had a number of like really amazing guests on, not least yourself, even though I had to force you to do it. And that was really great, just kind of as I was learning to become a CEO, which was something that I think if people listened, that I'd fought against for so long, because I thought that I could never be a CEO. I always thought I was a number two. And then I was just trying to kind of, I guess, bring people along that journey with me of what it was like, with an incentive that other people who were probably in my shoes should go for it as well in that same sphere. And then what happened was, weirdly, sort of 2.5 years into my role as a CEO in my last organization, got this call out of the blue to say, do you fancy going across the other side of the world and doing what you've been doing, but in Sydney, Australia? Do you fancy being a CEO over there? And, wow, was that a huge, huge, huge decision. And here I am, I'm sort of 13 weeks in my discovery era, as I'm describing it, not least from a work, but from a kind of a whole kind of life entity position. And I guess it was time to do the podcast again. People were people were going, are you doing another podcast? Which I found very strange, because I only thought I had 4 listeners. Then it was like, well, what are we going to do? And I guess where my head's been is in this last 6 months, it's been about, wow, I'm doing things bigger, a bit braver, and I'm having to be a bit bolder at my time of life. So I thought, well, why not? Let's call it that.
I love it. I love the inspiration behind it. I love the connectedness around kind of like how that feels for you as a person, but perhaps also the way in which the business that you're now in it is finding themselves. It's so many great opportunities. What feels exciting right now then in terms of this next chapter?
Well, everything. I mean, it's great to be back podcasting. I mean, we haven't done it for some time, as I say, for a number of reasons. I think the other season came to its natural end anyway, because I had explored the whole inner circle, and then of course, moving over here. So now this is exciting because I'm going to have to do things differently, as I'm having to do everything differently at the moment in my life, really. But like as we say, we used to sit in a room, didn't we, and do this. We had all the tech. It's fascinating that now I think about that. We had tech, we had microphones, we had the whole thing. Now we've gone back to COVID and it's me and you on a screen. So I don't know why we needed all that tech in the first place, when basically, unless there's lots of tech that I can't see that Simon's got, that it just is a big secret, maybe. The difference is as well that it's, your morning, my evening. So one of us is tired or drunk or something, I don't know. So that's different. And yeah, I guess it also feels that I probably need to elevate it a bit as well and be a bit more of a sensible and hopefully more impressive podcast host.
Oh, not sensible. Surely not.
No, no, no. A bit more impressive, hopefully. Yeah, definitely.
What do you think then? So the format is obviously slightly different. We are virtual. You may have guests there with you in the room on occasions. So that's kind of changed a little bit. But what do you hope that the listeners get out of Bigger, Braver, Bolder?
I I guess I hope that people are entertained for a start, because you don't want to listen to a podcast. You don't want to listen to me and whoever else is wittering on, do you, for 35 minutes if you or longer sometimes if you're not entertained. So but I hope people get something out of it. And I guess the big bit is really the reason this is Bigger, Braver, Bolder is because um, at a time in my life where I thought I was at the end of my career, really, and I was happy to do that, and I think we talked about that there'll be other things that I could do, and I want to do my painting and all of these things. A time in my life and my family's life made this like most ridiculous sometimes, but most amazing decision because of the opportunity that was there in front of us, that presented itself. And yeah, and I think if I can get anything over to people, it's about just anything's possible, and it's about still learning and still just discovering, who you are, what you can do, what the possibilities are, that there is more to life out there, that new chapters are what keep you young and keep you going, and keep you thinking and seeing, and things that sometimes are really scary. It's like push yourself, push yourself, push yourself, and just grab whatever is there in front of you, however small, big, or indifferent that is. And yeah, so I think that's what I want people to get out of it. I want them to be entertained, but I want them to probably feel inspired to think, yeah, yeah, that I'll seize the day. I will go and do something that's new and exciting.
Do you think that's felt easier for you personally, being in a different location with different challenges and opportunities? Like, I feel like this is a real bold moment for you. Just the way that you just spoke about it, it's really energizing and really exciting. And how does that feel for you?
Yeah, hey, I don't want to I don't want to disillusion people either by the fact that it's hard. It's hard. The decision was probably well, I think the whole process with this role and the opportunity started about last October. So we're coming, into nearly a year. Wow, that's amazing, with the whole process of the conversation, and then the recruitment process, but then the decision making, and then the doing it, the blowing up your life and having the conversation. I think I've spent more time this year crying than any other in my life. But now, I'm here, the family are here. It's like, yeah, and there are still days that you think, whoa, this is big. This is big. What have we done? Is this right? But then you look out the window and you see things you've never seen before, and you have different experiences, and you get out of that routine and that rut. And yeah, it is energizing, but that's not to say, I'll be honest, it's difficult. But people say, don't they? Things that are worth doing. It's hard. You see that. So it's energizing, but it's been challenging. But flipping heck, it's a roller coaster of energy and excitement and challenge and fear, all of those things. But
Yeah.
yeah, I feel alive.
Oh, I just love that. For those people that don't follow Debbie on Instagram, you do need to check out your posts from the few weeks and months, because you've taken us on this journey from, like, I don't know, we don't like that word journey. It feels really
No, I
kind of
don't. No, I
not,
really don't.
but we've gone with you on this in terms of like seeing you pack up the boxes, give out your paintings, your wonderful paintings, which has been so
Mm.
your journey right from kind of like October to now, and I just love that you've been able to share that with everybody. It's been really, really, it feels like a real privilege to have seen that. I hope by the time this pilot episode goes out, the shipping container with those items will already be in your possession, because I know that has been a big bugbear for you, not living up without those items that you really wanted to have in your new home. Let's hope that they are there and that you feel a bit more grounded with your possessions.
Let's. Well, hot off the press, the ship is currently in Sydney. I now have to wait for the quarantine, but finally, the ship is in Sydney. So let's just hope those lovely, lovely, lovely customs people get it through very quickly and don't look in all of my handbags and think, what on earth is this woman bringing into the country? This is a whole bunch of rubbish that she's bringing with her. No, please let me have my stuff. Please let me have my stuff.
And I'm guessing in some of that stuff is your paintings, not your
Yeah,
paintings, your
yeah,
materials. You've got
yeah,
canvas, you've got all the stuff that you love.
yeah.
You excited to start that up again? Because I know that's
Oh
going to
my
be
God. Oh
frustrating.
my God. Yeah, that's probably been one of the hardest things, really. I mean, in one sense, I probably haven't had the time, if I'm honest. Yeah, it's been one of those really interesting things, I guess, because for people who've listened before, I've waxed lyrical to some extent and about how painting is important to me in every way, kind of like it's my cultural energy that I love all of that, but also it's my release, it's all of
Mhm.
those things, art, creativity. And at a time probably when I've been more stressed and, as I say, more emotional in the last 12 months, the last probably 5 months, I've 6 maybe, I've not done any painting at all, which just taken loads of photographs and tried to get my cultural buzz or my creative buzz elsewhere. So yeah, I can't wait for my art equipment and a lot of the paintings that I have brought with me to come so I can have them up on the walls and stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to see what I paint in Australia and whether it is any different and stuff. Yeah, I've got some different ideas at the moment, but yeah, it'll be. But also, we're about to go into summer as well in Oz, so it'd be interesting. So, because historically, I never really painted that much in the summer in the UK because you're out and about a lot more, aren't you? So it was very much a winter thing for me. But winter is so long, isn't it, in the UK?
Oh gosh,
Whereas here, it's not. So we'll see. But
winter
I need the ship. Come on,
10 degrees.
ship.
Yeah,
Come on, ship.
it'll be there. I'm sure it'll be there soon. So, I guess we need to talk about the first episode, and there is a very special person in your life, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
would
yeah, yeah.
feel wrong not to have this very special person for the first episode. Tell everybody who's going to be joining you for episode one.
So episode one, it had to be our Veronica Bennett. So for those who listened to some of the episodes before, Veroni's my best friend. But she's my best friend. She's my confidant. She's my inspiration. We've known each other over 30 years. Yeah, she's sort of I might have to be careful because obviously Gabriel Galetti, for those of you who've also listened to the podcast, is clearly my soulmate and like the best person, and my family and Sean, and oh my God, I'm now getting a tizzy. But yeah, Veron is my bestie, and we've done 2 episodes together before, which I think have been probably one of the most popular ones, and so she had to be the first. So yeah, but we won't be in a room. It will be on screen, so it'll be different.
Oh,
It'll be different.
I can't wait. I can't wait for you to have that conversation, to reconnect. I know you're already connecting outside of this, but yeah, it's going to be absolutely fabulous. So that's coming soon. I
Very
cannot wait
soon.
for what the rest of this series kind of how it unfolds. Do you want to leave us with your final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Well, yeah, it's good to be back. It is really good to be back, and I feel like just having this conversation with you now. It was I was nervous beforehand because I thought, whoa, I haven't done this for so long, but it does. It feels very natural, and yeah, it feels exciting. I think the bit that you just said before, it's taken. I now feel I've probably got something to really share. Like,
Mm.
I felt I had something to share before as a new CEO. Now I feel that I've got something to share because I've got a new CEO role, been in a new country, in a whole new environment with all sorts of different things I'm discovering and learning. And so, yeah, so I think that there is a story to share now. And if people want to hear it, then I'd be really privileged to share it. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, episode 1 coming soon with Veronica Bennett. It's going to be all about listening. Thank you so much for your time today, Debbie. And if you want to get involved, any listeners, join us, subscribe, leave some comments, and we'd love to hear from you.
Excellent. Bigger, braver, bolder.